Greetings STCC community, our faculty staff. I'm very pleased to join you to celebrate the awarding of our 2021 Endowed Chairs. A very important, precious acknowledgement each year as we recognize significant accomplishment and excellence in teaching. As we know as a community college, this is fundamental to us and to our work. And I'm thrilled to once again help congratulate our recipients for the Anthony M. Schiavelli Endowed Chair and the Joseph J. DeLiso Sr. Endowed Chair.
Hello, I am Barbara Washburn, the Interim Dean for the School of STEM. I am so excited to announce the 2021 Joseph J. DeLiso Endowed Chair Award. The award goes to Professor of Mathematics, Ann Samayo. Ann is a full-time tenured faculty member with over 8 years at STCC. She is known for her early adoption of open education resources. OER are free resources and textbooks for students. She adopted them for all of her math courses. She designed her math courses to be very hands-on and interactive. She received a FIG grant titled, "What Do We Use This For?" to develop hands-on examples for math. She actively participated in the first virtual STEM Day at STIC and made a video on bin packing. She is very well liked by students, faculty, and staff. Her passion for teaching, her innovative ways for learning math, and her commitment to serve the college makes her a great asset to the math department and STCC. It is with great pleasure that I present the Endowed Chair Award to Ann Samayo. Congratulations, and thank you for all your hard work and commitment to the college.
My name is Ann Samayo, and I am a professor of mathematics at Springfield Technical Community College. I was honored and humbled to find out that I was a recipient of the Joseph DeLiso Endowed Chair. I ended up adjuncting mathematics for about 7 years before I started teaching full-time 8 years ago at Springfield Technical Community College. One of the things that I love most about teaching is watching that aha moment when my students finally get it. With math, one of the things that we find is a lot of students that walk into our classroom are completely fearful of math. Part of my job is to explain math in a way that students can understand it and make them love it and make them want to delve deeper into learning about math and how fun it can be. Before the pandemic, I was fortunate. I went back and got a master's in education, and I also got a graduate level certificate in online teaching. And what I learned through those things was, what do I really want my students to know when they leave the classroom? When they're walking out of my room, what is the most important things? So some of the formative and summative assessments that I use now is I use crossword puzzles, I use games, I use hands-on activities. All of those things are things that make my students want to learn about the subject. When they see a crossword puzzle with statistical terms, they try to do it. They actually get some of their friends to try to help them do it, and it helps them learn the definitions faster and in a more fun way, rather than just sitting in the classroom taking notes. Because when you're just taking notes, you're not learning. That's just passive learning. You want to have them actively learning the material in your class. And you want them to push to improve themselves while they're in your classroom. Just like I, as a teacher, push myself every year to be a better teacher. Because as I go through, if I can improve every year, that makes my students want to improve as well. One of the things that we see every day at STIC with so many of our students is that transformation. We're changing lives every single day as students come into our classroom. We have that opportunity to help our students in order to do things in their future. One of the best things for me personally was when I was reading one of my Rate My Professors. When I read my syllabus on the first day of class. One of the things that always happens is I tell the students that my bottom line is respect. I want my students to respect themselves. When they're in the classroom, I want them to do the work. I want them to pay attention. I want them to leave everything else at that door for that 1 hour while they're sitting in my class. I want them to respect each other. I want them to help each other because that's how they're going to improve. They can't be afraid to ask questions. They can't be afraid to ask for help. And I want them to respect me. And one of my professors actually said that she respects her students and they respect her. And to me, that was one of my biggest accomplishments because that's what I want them to see. I want them to see that respect because that's how they learn. That's how they feel free to open up to me. That's how when I see a student slipping and I see them having a bad day, I see them missing a few classes. That's when you email them, you talk to them after class and you say, what's going on? That's when we can put them into resources such as TRIO on campus. We can put them in contact with CAS. We can put them in contact with disability services. If we can make those connections, that's how we get our students to finish the class. That's how we get them to eventually graduate. Those little bumps in the road for them that seem like they're huge mountains, we can help them overcome by putting them in contact with the resources that they need in order to be successful and to transform their lives.
Hello, it's my pleasure to announce this year's Anthony M. Shabelli Endowed Chair Award recipient. This year's winner goes to Dr. Joshua Guerrero. Josh has been with us since 2012 as a professor in the sociology area within the Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences. This year, Josh stepped into the role of department chair, and let me tell you, he's done a fantastic job. Josh has been a leader in the development of curriculum here at STCC, beginning with creating the Urban Studies program, which is a very unique program that allows students to delve into problem solving in regards to real life problems within our cities. He's developed some amazing articulation agreements with Worcester State University and Westwood State University that both lead from the associates to the masters in public administration. Josh has also done a great job at helping to realign our curriculum within the Department for Social and Behavioral Sciences to allow a common first semester that will exist amongst all of our students starting this fall. Josh has added a number of our professional courses to the social work program, really revamping that and taking an already great program and making it phenomenal. Josh is a leader in the classroom, always employing the newest technologies and doing so in a way that speaks to some of the traditional foundations of great pedagogy. Josh has been a leader in the online education, having been an early adopter and been a champion along the way. And in this year, he's helped to pass a lot of his great knowledge and wisdom to some of our new faculty who found themselves jumping into the online world during this COVID age. Josh is a phenomenal member of our campus community, participating in the Anti-Racism and Inclusion Alliance here at STCC. Additionally, he serves on a number of ad hoc committees. And just all around, Josh is a wonderful person to be around. He's collaborative. He works diligently and with everything in him on any project that he's taken on. And he's a great mentor to a lot of our new faculty that have joined our ranks recently. So it's with great pleasure that I announce again Josh Guerrero as this year's Anthony M. Shabelli Endowed Chair recipient. I urge you all to congratulate Josh along with me. A job well done, my friend.
Hi, my name is Josh Guerrero. I'm professor of sociology and chair of the Social and Behavioral Sciences Department at STIC. I have to say I was very surprised and excited to receive this award. It's a great honor, And I definitely feel that it represents not just my own hard work at the school, but all of the great work that everybody is doing on campus, and especially within my own department. I work with a number of great faculty and staff who have really just provided me with different opportunities to be the educator that I am. When I think about teaching and I think about what drives me as an educator, I really do think about the larger community, how students can not only transform their lives, but how they can strengthen their own communities. When I reflect upon my own teaching in my own career at STIC, I think about some of the students I've heard from who've graduated from STIC. One standout in a really traditional sense is I received an email from a student about a year or two ago who started their path in sociology in my intro course, and I believe last year started their first year at the Harvard Sociology PhD program, which is probably one of the top 5 in the country, if not in the world. I mean, it's an incredible academic achievement, and I was very excited for the student and very proud that the student started in my intro class. But around that same time, I also heard from a student who actually took my introduction to sociology course as a high school student, and then went on to transfer to the University of Massachusetts. And this student wrote to me and talked about how much he enjoyed the class and how much he learned in the class, but he did not go on to major in sociology. And in fact, he didn't go on to major in the social and behavioral science in general. I believe he was in some sort of engineering program, which is fantastic. But what he spoke to, and the reason he chose to write to me, is that he felt that we covered topics in my class that exposed him to different aspects of society at large that he perhaps hadn't considered before. And this particular student became very engaged in community movements for racial justice, addressing things like food inequities. Those 2 emails, or those 2 students, really going back to my teaching philosophy, informed my teaching philosophy. On the one hand, I helped a student, I introduced a student to the discipline of sociology, and he went on to incredible achievements, and I couldn't be more proud. And on the other hand, a student took just one of my sociology courses, an intro to sociology course, and he was just, fulfilling a gen ed, and he went on in a different path, academically speaking. But I feel like in some little way that in that instance, it was a more of a teach to live moment than necessarily a teach to work. He'll get the skills to be an engineer in his technical courses. But in my courses, hopefully I encouraged and empowered him to become an engaged citizen and to really go back and work within his community. With this award, I can fund and expand upon our current community speaker series. We'll be reaching out to agencies and community members who are working to strengthen the community to come and talk to our students about different initiatives and job opportunities that relate to the social and behavioral sciences in general.
To Professor Josh Guerrero and to Professor Ann Samayo, my hearty congratulations, well deserved. In some of the write-up, we'll read more about the contributions, not just this past year, but really since both who started in 2012 full-time with us have made their mark on the institution and with our students. Josh, I know, who has really helped launch our urban studies degree and program. And of course, what a significant time, a signature time in our lives, and certainly for the city of Springfield, to be thinking about those considerations, those needs in metropolitan areas. So much appreciated, Josh, for that help and that lift and that strength you've provided to us. To Ann, who has been a champion of OER, Open Educational Resources, and has been a stalwart of really helping this idea of not just helping students save money, which is significant and a key part of the OER work, but the idea of sort of integration to teaching and learning, and the way that Ann embraces technology I think is also fundamental in signature. So congratulations to, again, our Endowed Chair awardees this year. We're thrilled and so pleased to help honor your significant accomplishments on behalf of STCC.